Okay, so you're having some difficulty with this two problems here. We want to find the products. All right, so for A, you have 4x plus 5. You're multiplying that by 4x minus 5. Okay, so assuming that you learned a little bit about this process, and in this case, you have a binomial and you're multiplying by another binomial, meaning two items in each one of those sets of parentheses. And in order to do this properly, you have to do what's called foiling or an application of the distributive property. So what you're doing is you're going to take this 4x and you're going to multiply by this 4x. You're going to write that down, and then you're going to multiply the same 4x over here by this negative 5. And you're going to follow the math as you do that. And then when you finish with this 4x, then you're going to work with this positive 5, and you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to multiply by the 4x, and you're going to multiply by the negative 5, and then you're going to record your answer as you go through that process. All right, so starting with the first distributive property, you're going to have 4x times 4x is a 16x squared. 4x times a negative 5 is a negative 20x. So that is distributing that 4x. Now we're going to distribute this positive 5. So that positive 5 times a 4x gives me a positive 20x. And that positive 5 times a negative 5 gives me a negative 25. And one thing that you notice right from the beginning is that these two things will cancel each other out. Negative 20x plus 20x, that's 0, right? So they fall out of the expression, leave me with just the first term and the last term in my answer. Okay, so my final answer here is going to be 16x squared minus 25. Done. Okay. B, you have 4x plus 5, and then you have the little 2 there, which means raised to the second power or squared. Okay, which means you have two of these expressions. You have a 4x plus 5 multiplied by a 4x plus 5. So very similar to the previous. All right, we have to FOIL it. 4x times x, 4x times 5, sorry, 4x times 4x, 4x times 5, 5 times 4x, 5 times 5. All right, and then as we do it, we're going to collect all our information. So we get a 16x squared plus 20x, and then we're done with that 4x. Now we move on to the 5 and distribute it times the 4x and times the 5. So now we have a 20x plus 25, and slightly different than the previous example, these two middle terms will not cancel out, okay, because they both have a plus sign in front of them, so they add up, and that gives me a 40 in the middle. So I have the 16x squared on the left side, I have a 40x in the middle, and I have a plus 25 on the right side, and there's really nothing else I can do there, so my answer is done. Okay, hope that helps. Take care.